Welcome everybody to this first tutorial of LizaJuice, in which I explain how I would use LizaJuice and show how I would use a patch that I created. In this case we will use the patch number 3. I already started my LizaJuice and now she's displaying the patch number 0, which is just their name, but you can also put your own audio files or logo to start your laser show the way you want. I will explain how to do this in a future tutorial. I also connected my phone to the LizaJuice network, internal network hotspot, and I can now from the phone control LizaJuice the way I use the MIDI controller, but I prefer to use the MIDI controller because it's easier for multiple controls as a physical interface that I prefer. Anyway, I can jump to patch number 3 with my phone. Here we are, it's a 3D generator. I explain a little bit the patch. The patch has this the easiest thing I can do is maybe stop the patch from rotating. Let me just do it. So if I press this simple button here, I can reset. And basically this is just to show you how it works, because I want to show you that this is the oscillator that controls the colors. I have 2 frequencies, the octave and the fine. So the coarse and the fine oscillator. The fine makes the color move, so if I stay like this the colors don't move, and if I move them this colors start moving around, and I can stop and the colors stop moving, and I can control how fast the colors start moving and stop them. And this is the octave, so I can choose whether I have small segments or big segments in my colors, the patch. And I can do, this is my personal way of controlling everything. I control the colors with an oscillator that is controlled by these 2 frequencies. And then I have 3 intensities, which are red, green, and blue. And so I can control if I want to have a big segments that move or don't move. And then or small segments. Now you see there are small segments that move around in blue, in green, and in red. And also what I can do, I can displace these colors so they can move around. You see that sometimes I have red and white, sometimes I have some green, sometimes I have some blue, and sometimes I get some sort of rainbow, like now. I can reduce the octaves to see the rainbow a bit better. So I have all 3 colors going around. I can maybe, yeah, you see, so basically I can control colors here with a single intensity, so I can have only red or blue or green and blue. And then I can control the relative position with these 2 controls, and these are the intensities. This is the master intensity, so I can switch on and off the main intensity. And what about the shape? So here I start from the bottom because this is what I was doing before. I have 3 rotations, X, Y, and Z, and I can make rotations slow or fast, of course, getting this sort of circles, which are interesting on one direction, on another direction, and on another direction. And once I have moved my solid, I can go back to its original position with this reset button. So I can continuously move and reset, move and reset, move and reset, move and reset. This gives some sort of rhythm already, and also the rhythm can be done by the intensity. We will see that. This is my personal technique, let's say. What I can do also, I can reduce the bit resolution of this solid. So if I have it like this, for example, I can reduce the bit so it becomes a little bit distorted. You see, I can do this in X, in Y, and then in Z. So I have 3 ways to change its shape and kind of squeeze it on one dimension while it moves. Also, my solid can be different. Now I have different type of solids, and each solid, for example, can rotate, of course. And here I can change the size, make it gigantic or small. And this hides the how do you say, the face that is supposed to be the wall. So I can make its part of its geometry disappear, so it looks like it's coming off the wall, like the back face, let's say. Another thing I can do with these 2 controllers is change the size. This is in general if I want to squeeze it just on one side, while this is the general size. This is the axis size, let's say X and Y, and this is the position, so I can center my solid in the projection plane to position the way I want. So now these are my controllers, and I can improvise with some music. I go to a simple shape to start with. Maybe I stop and I reposition. And maybe I lower some colors so it's a little bit more mysterious. I can give it some flicker. I can make it rotate in another dimension. I make it a bit bigger. I can slowly add some colors. I can rotate everything. And I can try to give it more points in the color so that it gets more flashy and a little psychedelic. And I can move it a little bit. Try to find some stable frequency so it moves in a kind of organic way. This allows me to find more shapes than the ones that I have. And of course, I can always reset to give some rhythm. Changing the oscillator changes the colors, and I can give it What I do usually is also use this master intensity to give a little bit of rhythm, because the three oscillators typically fire at different times. So whenever I raise the intensity, each oscillator has a different way of firing. So I create these unpredictable patterns. So now I reduce the shape, which is giving me less points. So in a way I simplify my shape, and I can rotate it again, make it do crazy things. I can rotate it on the Y and stop it so it keeps one position, and every time it's different. And usually if you combine two controllers in a rhythmical way, you always get interesting patterns. And now maybe I try to bring it into some sort of control. Now I can move this to simulate the movement of the voice.
This suggests that by default, superintelligent agents would have incentives to acquire resources currently being used by humanity. Yes, most goals would be agented out with human interests, giving it incentives to deceive or manipulated human operators and resist interventions designed to change or debug its behavior.
Voila. This is a little improvisation. I could do completely different things, but this is one first approach of how you can use LizaJuice patches number 3 with just simple controls to create rhythm and decoration to DJ set, your own live set, or of course in the case of your own live set you have less ability to just focus on LizaJuice and you're doing something else, and maybe you want to use the two audio inputs, but this is a good start to improvise with LizaJuice and the laser system. Thank you so much, and follow the next tutorials to see what else we can do with the other patches and how to further expand LizaJuice's control.